Yo, Commanders Nation, listen up, because what I've got for you today is straight fire. Quinn just sat down with one of the most wanted defensive coordinators in the league, a dude with 5 interviews who could totally flip our defense. But while that's happening, another name on our list just vanished from the market, and bro, once you see why, you'll realize we dodged a bullet. And if that wasn't enough, there's a trade rumor with the Bills involving one of our playmakers that could reshape our entire offseason. If you bounce now, you're gonna miss out on moves that could change the future of this team. Alright fam, let's get right to it. The Commanders just interviewed Durant Jones, the Vikings defensive pass game coordinator, for our DC spot. And this ain't just another name on the list. Bro Jones is one of the hottest names in this hiring cycle. He's already had 5 interviews. 5! And now Washington joins the party. Why does this matter? Because Jones isn't some random name. This dude is 47, born in Capitol Heights, Maryland, yeah, basically one of us, and he's been with the Vikings for 5 seasons over 2 stints. The last 3 years, he's been working side by side with Brian Flores, who, by the way, we also interviewed 2 weeks ago. So Jones knows Flores' system, knows how to build a modern defense, and has experience in a scheme that creates pressure and turnovers. Now here's the twist. Flores already confirmed he's staying in Minnesota as DC. That means if Jones doesn't land a DC job elsewhere, he's probably sticking with the Vikings. But bro, if Washington offers him the gig, you think he's saying no? This is his shot to run his own defense, come back home, and build something big with Dan Quinn. And let's talk about what Jones brings to the table. This guy is a pass defense specialist. He knows how to read QBs, how to design coverages that confuse, how to bring pressure without going blitz crazy. And that's exactly what we need. Because let's be real, Joe Witt's defense this year was, man, it was frustrating. We didn't get consistent pressure, we didn't create turnovers, and when we did, it was more about individual talent and scheme. Quinn already said he wants a more aggressive defense that forces turnovers. And Jones fits that vision perfectly. But here's the thing, he's not the only candidate. The list is long, fam. We've got Terrell Austin, Steelers, Joe Cullen, Chiefs, Brian Flores, staying in Minnesota, Jonathan Gannon, now in Green Bay, Patrick Graham, Raiders, Al Harris, Bears, Carl Scott, Seahawks, and Dennard Wilson, ex-Titans. So yeah, Quinn's doing his homework, and I love that. But bro, if you ask me, Jones is something the others don't, that Flores connection. And Flores is one of the most respected DCs in the league. If Jones learned from him, if he knows how to create pressure with creativity, how to disguise coverages, how to get the most out of his guys, man, that's gold for us. Is Jones the best option? I don't know yet. Carl Scott is still in the mix, and he's doing work with the Seahawks. Al Harris has experience with secondaries. But what I do know is that Jones is legit, and if Quinn hires him, I'm all in. Quinn built a top 10 defense with the Cowboys, and now he's got the chance to do it again here. And fam, think about this, if Jones comes in, he brings that Flores mindset but adds his own flavor. That could give us a defense that blends Flores' aggression with Jones' tactical smarts. And that, bro, that's what we need to compete in the NFC East. Here's the key, Quinn's not rushing this. He's interviewing everyone, weighing all the options, and that gives me confidence. Last time he rushed a DC hire, we ended up with Joe Witt. We all know how that went. So this time, he's taking his time, and that's the right move. If Jones doesn't get the job, we've still got Carl Scott, who's been killing it with the Seahawks. If they lose this weekend, Scott could be available fast. But bro, if I had to choose between Scott and Jones, I'm going with Jones. More experience, more years in the league, and more know-how when it comes to building a defense from scratch. And think about what this means for our players. If Jones comes in, he's working with Cameron Curl, Emmanuel Forbes, Jartavius Martin, all our young studs in the secondary. And that's exciting. Because Jones knows how to develop talent, how to put guys in the right spots, and how to get the most out of them. So yeah, this interview with Jones is huge. It shows Quinn is serious, that he's looking for the best fit, and that he's not settling. And that, bro, that's got me hyped for next season. Alright bro, that was the first story, and I know what you're thinking. What about the other candidates? Well fam, what's coming next is gonna blow your mind. Yo, man, this just happened. Jonathan Gannon, the former Cardinals head coach, just got hired by the Green Bay Packers as their new defensive coordinator. And with that, bro, our list of candidates just got shorter. Gannon was one of the first guys we interviewed back on January 15th. But honestly, I never saw him as the right fit. Why? Because Gannon's defenses have never been known for being aggressive or for creating turnovers. And that's exactly what Dan Quinn said he wanted. Look at the numbers, fam. In 3 years with the Cardinals, Gannon's defense never had more than 41 sacks in a season. 41. We had 42 this year, and we didn't even have a single double-digit sack guy. So yeah, Gannon's defense didn't bring consistent pressure, and that's a problem. And turnovers? In 2025, the Cardinals had 19. We had 10. Sure, they doubled us, but 19 in a full season isn't anything special. Compare that to Flores or Carl Scott's defenses, which force turnovers regularly. Gannon's not even close. So why did Green Bay hire him? Because they've got Micah Parsons. And with a guy like Parsons, you don't need a crazy scheme. You just need to put him in the right spot and let him cook. That's what Gannon does well. He lets stars shine without overcomplicating things. But bro, we don't have a Micah Parsons. We need a DC who can elevate the talent we have, who can design pressure without relying on one guy, who can disguise coverages and mess with QBs. And Gannon, man, he's not that guy. And here's the key. Quinn said he wants a more aggressive defense, one that forces turnovers. Gannon's defenses have never been that. So I'm not shocked we didn't hire him. And honestly, I'm glad he's off the board. We dodged one, fam. Now with Gannon gone and Flores staying in Minnesota, the list is shrinking fast. That means Quinn's gonna have to make a move soon. Wait too long, and we risk losing the top names. So who's left? Carl Scott, still in the playoffs with the Seahawks. Al Harris, doing great work with the Bears. Patrick Graham, with the Raiders. Those are my top 3. Scott's my favorite. He's done an amazing job with Seattle's secondary. He's developed players, designed confusing coverages, and created turnovers consistently. If the Seahawks lose this weekend, Scott could be available fast. And bro, I'd be hyped. Harris is solid too. Former NFL player, knows the game inside out, and has worked with top corners. But man, I'm not sure he's ready to run a whole defense. Then there's Graham. He's got experience, worked under Belichick, knows how to build complex defenses. But bro, the Raiders had one of the worst defenses this year. So I'm not sold. Bottom line? The list is getting shorter. Quinn's got to move soon, and the next few days are going to be crucial for our defense's future. And fam, I can't wait to see who gets the job. Because this decision, bro, this one's going to shape our 2026 season. If Quinn nails it, we could have a top 10 defense. If not, we're back where we started. And that ain't it. All right, fam, we talked defense. But now comes something that's going to shock you. This next one involves Deebo Samuel, the Bills, and a possible trade that could change everything. Yo, man, this is wild. Reports say the Commanders are open to trading several players before the deadline, including offensive lineman Andrew Wiley and Nick Allegretti. But bro, the name that's not in that report, but should be, is Deebo Samuel. Here's the deal. The Buffalo Bills are desperate for a wide receiver. Khalil Shakir isn't producing, Joshua Palmer's been hurt and underwhelming, and Keon Coleman hasn't lived up to the hype. So yeah, the Bills need help, and Deebo could be the answer. Why would the Commanders trade Deebo? Well, he's a free agent in 2026, and he's probably not part of our long-term plans. We got him from the Niners in an off-season trade, and while he's played well this year, 367 yards in 8 games, with Jaden Daniels hurt, our season's basically over. So why not trade Deebo now and get something back? And bro, Deebo would be perfect for the Bills. He can line up anywhere, slot, outside, even in the backfield. He's a Swiss Army knife, and that's exactly what Josh Allen needs. Picture Deebo running routes from the backfield, catching screens, breaking tackles. Man, that'd be deadly in Buffalo. Let's talk numbers. Deebo's got 367 yards in 8 games. On the Bills, he'd be their 3rd leading receiver overall and 2nd among wideouts. So yeah, he'd instantly upgrade their WR room. But here's the snag. The Bills only have $1.6 million in cap space. So Brandon Beane, their GM, would have to work some cap magic to make it happen. But if he can, and the draft pick price is fair, the Bills should pull the trigger. What does this mean for the Commanders? It means we're in rebuild mode. We're selling, stacking picks, and planning for the future. And honestly, bro, that's the right move. With Jaden out, this season's done. So let's trade Deebo, get a third or fourth rounder, and use it to build through the draft. And fam, think about this, trading Deebo frees up cap space for next year. That means we could chase a top free agent or extend one of our young stars. And that, bro, that's exciting. But here's the big question, should we extend Deebo? He's been solid, but he's already 30, and his game relies heavily on athleticism. Can he keep that up for 2 or 3 more years? I don't know, man. That's why I think trading him now is the smart play. And what does this mean for Jaden Daniels? If we move Deebo, we're basically saying, all right, Jaden, this year didn't work out, but we're building something big for you in 2026. And that's what Jaden needs to hear. He's our future, and we need to surround him with the best talent possible. So is this trade gonna happen? Honestly, I don't know. But if the Bills offer a third rounder, I'd take it in a heartbeat. Deebo's not in our long-term plans, and getting a pick is better than letting him walk for nothing. And bro, imagine if it goes down. The Bills get a top-tier playmaker, we get a valuable draft pick, and both teams win. That's what I call a win-win. But here's the final point, if we trade Deebo, we have to hit on that pick. No wasting it on a project. We need someone who can contribute right away, help Jaden, and be part of our core for the next 5 to 10 years. If we do that, bro, this trade could go down as one of the best moves of the offseason. Alright fam, that's it for today. 3 massive stories that could shape the future of the Commanders. We've got Durant Jones in the mix for DC, Jonathan Gannon off the board and in Green Bay, and a possible Deebo Samuel trade that could shake up the league. But here's what I want you to take away from this video. Dan Quinn is doing his homework. He's interviewing the top candidates, weighing every option, and making moves that'll help this team long-term. And that, fam, is exactly what we need from our head coach. So if you're as hyped as I am, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss a single update. And if you want more Commanders content, check out the playlist down below. We've got hours of analysis, highlights, and everything you need to stay locked in with your squad. And bro, let me know in the comments, who do you want as our next defensive coordinator? Durant Jones? Carl Scott? Al Harris? I want to hear your take, so drop it below and let's talk about it. Catch you in the next video, fam HTTR. Let's go Commanders!